Gelukkig. Kijk, we gaan ruzie krijgen.
GSM or
No, it's for
cable?
It's the cable.
Bojan pravi, da imamo na internetu, na kabel svoj.
Ja. Oké, dat staan ze hier.
Mesdames, Messieurs, bienvenue au Parlement européen pour cette soirée des élections européennes 2019. Mon nom est Jaume Duc, je suis le porte-parole de l'institution et donc je vais vous accompagner au cours de cette soirée électorale avec la porte-parole adjointe Marjorie Van den Broek et tous les deux ensemble nous vous informerons des dernières nouvelles et données électorales en direct à partir de maintenant et jusqu'à 2 heures du matin. Philippe Schulmeister, qui est le chef de notre unité suivie de l'opinion publique au Parlement européen, est également avec nous maintenant sur scène. C'est lui qui va vous expliquer le déroulé de la soirée et notamment quelles données seront mises à votre disposition et quand. Vous êtes plus de 1400 journalistes accrédités ce soir, un chiffre qui dépasse ce que nous avions eu il y a 5 ans. Vous représentez des médias du monde entier, pas seulement de l'Union européenne ou de l'Europe, aussi par exemple des États-Unis, de la Chine ou du Japon. Votre présence ce soir témoigne de l'importance de l'exercice démocratique unique que représentent les élections européennes. N'oublions pas que ces élections sont les plus grandes élections transnationales au monde et les plus grandes élections au monde aussi après l'Inde. Depuis le 23 mai, 400 millions de citoyens, 400 millions d'électeurs des 28 pays de l'Union ont la possibilité de voter et de choisir la direction qu'ils souhaitent que l'Union européenne prenne pour les 5 ans à venir. This is not just an empty buzzword. During the last legislature, this Parliament decided on over 700 different legislative acts which affect the future of each and every one of us in the European Union. Many important areas of decision will also be passed on to the next European Parliament. For example, the ratification of the agreement on Brexit, the European Union's budgetary framework for the next 7 years, the agriculture policy reform, and so on. But the outcome of these elections will also play a very important role in deciding who will be in charge of the next European Commission. And remember, no candidate can become president of the Commission without the support of the absolute majority of the European Parliament, that is, 376 members. We should therefore not forget the importance of what happens here tonight. The European Parliament is the democratic heart of Europe. It represents the citizens' voice in the EU, and the elections are the full embodiment of this role. So far, citizens in 7 countries have cast their vote, with 21 more countries voting today. Preliminary data shows that compared to 5 years ago, turnout in the majority of these countries, including some of the bigger, is going up. The last poll stations will close at 11 p.m. tonight, and we will provide you with all the updated information in the lead-up to that. I will now give the floor to Marjorie, who will provide you with an overview of all the technical facilities and services at your disposal here tonight. Marjorie.
Thank you, Jaume, and hello, everyone. I will guide you throughout the evening through updates of the projections as they come in. But first, some household information, especially what you can expect in technical support tonight from us in the European Parliament in Brussels. First of all, interpretation for the evening will be provided in 6 languages. These are English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and Polish. Our press and spokesperson services will be present through the night for any inquiries you may have. If you don't see them immediately, please ask for them at the main desk in front of the chamber, the hemicycle. Other questions you may have, you can also ask them. Press officers covering all the different EU countries are based in a newsroom in the Yehudi Menuhin space, 2 floors down from here. You can identify them by the flag cards they will have pinned on. They're at your disposal to answer any questions you may have, including if you want to know more about the information that Philippe is about to give you. Press officers from the political groups in the European Parliament are also here in the chamber to help you, for instance, if you want background information, a political reaction, organize an interview, etc. Finally, a reminder that the Parliament will remain open 24/7 throughout Sunday and Monday. And this is it for me for now, Jaume.
Thank you, Marjorie. Philippe, can you please provide us with a more detailed overview of how this evening will roll out in terms of provision of estimates and then results, please?
Sure. Thank you, Rama. Very good afternoon to every one of you. Before disappearing down in my data crunching cave for the rest of the night, let me briefly tell you what you're going to see both on the big screen here and also on our dedicated results website, election-results.eu. You have the link here on the screen, as from 6 o'clock tonight and throughout the night. Basically, our main data center is located just below your feet, one floor down, a secondary facility we have in Brussels, and teams in all 28 member states are standing by to feed election data into our system. We have a team of roughly 140 data specialists and analysts ready. We will bring you and the citizens around Europe projections and results for the member states and the overall parliament in near real time. You have all received, as part of your documentation for tonight, a tentative timing schedule. If not, our colleagues of DG Com have this document ready for you in the always latest version. Please do understand that these are all timings that are necessarily indicative. Our work depends on the availability and on the robustness of data that we are receiving from the member states, be it exit polls, estimations, or later on results. So for the concrete timing tonight, at around 18:15, so there is already a small delay of about 10 minutes, our contractor Kantar will provide national estimates for the first 7 countries: Austria, Cyprus, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Malta and the Netherlands. We will update with further exit polls at 7 and at 8 by 5 more countries, which brings us then to 8:15, 2015 Brussels time, when we are planning to release a first EP aggregation based on the exit polls and estimates from these 12 member states and pre-electoral voting intention survey data for 16 member states. So this first aggregation, and that's important, is not based on any election result yet, and therefore, due to the available information at that point in time, it will also further evolve throughout the evening, with an update expected for after 9 and after 10 o'clock this evening. After the close of all polling stations in the EU at 11 o'clock tonight, member states will then start publishing their official results of the European elections, and we can plan to release our first result projection for the European elections 2019 based on official results from 22 member states at 11:15 tonight. Updates will then come in at the hour, and we expect to publish the last update for this night around 2:30 in the morning, which will allow us to have more or less a robust picture from the UK. No further updates are then planned for the rest of the night, giving you a small rest in the night. We expect releasing further updates then in the morning around 10 a.m. Now, for the issue of turnout, as Jaume has already indicated, the first reports from the member states have been quite encouraging. Nevertheless, the publication of an average EU turnout will depend again on the availability of data from all 28 member states. And at this point in time, we cannot yet announce a fixed date when we can publish such an average turnout. It's likely that we might be able to have a first turnout estimate before 11 o'clock and more robust projection figures on the turnout after 11 o'clock. Now let me briefly take you through what you will be seeing on the screen here as from 6:10. We're distinguishing roughly 4 scenarios: national estimates, This is country-specific data based on exit polls or estimations provided before the official results are coming in. After 11 o'clock, we will switch to national results projection based on the official results as they are released by the national election authorities. For the European level, all data published before 11 o'clock, this is what we then call the EP aggregates, will be labeled as estimate and said before based on exit polls and pre-electoral voting intentions. After 11 o'clock, European level data will be labeled as provisional results and be based on an increasing degree of official results coming from the member states. Now, if we are looking here at the screen, what you can see is the country estimates both for before 11 o'clock and after 11 o'clock. No need to take pictures. It says clearly it's test data. This is not actual data yet. You will see per country the projections in percentages for the different national parties. If there are more parties, we will show this on 2 screens. A second view will give you the seats that we project for this country for the different political groups. Let's see if next to the next one. There will also be the turnout data that we can provide as soon as we have a robust projection for these countries. Now, if we're looking at the results overall for the European Parliament, it will be a breakdown for the different political groups, the overall view, the number of seats, the difference to the outgoing Parliament, and then we might have, as a next slide, the classical view of the hemicycle as you know it. For this, please, it is also important to understand that tonight Parliament will provide the result painted on the canvas of the outgoing Parliament, which means we're taking the groups as they have been in the last plenary session of this year. The question of the formation of political groups, as you know, is up to them and their newly elected members. And as there are a number of national parties standing a realistic chance to obtain 1 or more seats in these elections, and these parties are either not yet represented in the European Parliament or they are not member of any European political party, we are projecting them in an artificial category which is called others, distributed visually 50% each on the left and on the right end of the hemicycle spectrum. Parties are shown throughout the evening in this category others until an official announcement has been made that they would join a political group. Only then we would change them. So, in this sense, I'm happy to announce a few changes that we already had. The GUE-NGL group has requested that any seats for the Belgian party PTB should be attributed to them. The Green Group has likewise requested the seats for the Portuguese party PAN should be represented under their banner. And last but not least, the ALDE Group has officially requested that for the results presentation tonight, seats for the Romanian party USR Plus, as well as for the French list Renaissance, grouping among others candidates from La République En Marche, shall be attributed to them. ALDE has equally requested that the group's name shall, as a working title, be presented as ALDE plus Renaissance plus USR plus. Lots of pluses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Philip. Just one more piece of information by now. You will also have the opportunity to listen to first-hand reactions from leading politicians later tonight and ask your questions. This will happen at 2 key moments. First, leaders of political groups of this parliament will come on stage after 8:30 p.m. for statements, followed by a few questions. And second, the candidates for the presidency of the European Commission will be here at around 11:30 p.m. Donc voilà, à tous, nous souhaitons une excellente soirée. Le service des médias du Parlement est à votre disposition tout au long de la soirée et de la nuit. À très bientôt.
Throughout the evening and the night. Thank you.